Hello students, now I'm going to start question number 1 of exercise 3.3. Now question number 1 says use the bar graph to answer the following question. So here bar graph is given. Using this bar graph we have to find the answer of the following questions. Now here it is given that pets owned by students of class 7. This is the title of the bar graph, that how many students of class 7 have these pets. Okay, so here on the horizontal axis pet animal is measured, and on the vertical axis this is called vertical axis and this is called horizontal axis. So on the horizontal axis pet animal is measured, and on the vertical axis number of student is measured. Okay, look at the height of the first bar. This is the height of the first bar, and see, this is showing 8 students. That means how many students have dog as a pet? 8 students of class 7 have dog as a pet. Okay. Now coming to second bar. So we will have to just check the height of the bar. Okay. Now see, this height shows 10 number of students, like 10 number of students have cat as a pet. Okay. Now rabbit is in the third bar. Now we'll just check the height of the bar. Now it is showing that how many students have rabbit as a pet? It's 2. Okay. Now coming to fourth bar, just check the height of the bar. This is exactly in between of 4 and 6. That means it is showing 5. That means 5 number of students have hamster as a pet. Okay. Now how many students have others pet? So we'll just, for this we need to check the height of the bar. So again we will just check. It is showing that it is coming in between 2 and 4. So 2 and 4 means it is 3. So how many students have others pet? It's 3. Now in the first part we have which is the most popular pet. Now among this, which is the tallest bar here out there? This is the tallest bar, and this bar represents that 10 students have cat as a pet, and which is the highest among this, right? So which is the most popular pet here? It's cat. Okay. Now coming to B part. In the B part we have how many students have dog as a pet. So here we can see that this is the height of the bar which shows dogs. Okay. So here it's 8. 8 students have dog as a pet. So we will write dog. Okay. So this way we will have to read the bar graph. Okay. So this was all about question number 1. Now coming to next question. Now coming to question number 2. Now question number 2 says read the bar graph with shows the number of books sold by a bookstore during 5 consecutive years and answer the following question. So here we have some question given, but before solving that, let us first read the bar graph. So here on the horizontal axis, years is measured. Okay, here years is given 5 consecutive years, means 5 serial years is given: 1989, 1990, 1991, 1992 and 1993. And on the vertical axis number of books is measured. Okay, and scale is given 1 unit is equals to 100 books. Now up to this is showing 100 books were sold, right? Now up to this means if the bar is up to this, that means it is showing 200 books were sold. Now see this, when you will see this height of the bar, it is more than 100 but less than 200, right? Now between like when you consider 100 and 200, between exactly between of 100 and 200 is 150. That means here is 150. Okay. Now 150 and 200, in between this, how many books sold? How many books were sold in between this? It's 50. Now this bar, height of the bar is showing in between 50 and 100. this is 50 and this is 50, right? Now here in between 150 and 200, that means when there is 50, half of 50 is 25, right? So that means here up to this is 25, because this height of the bar is showing up to this. So here is 150 and here is 175, because up to this is 25 and here is 25. So 25 make 50, you know, like here. So here if it is 25, then 50 plus 25 is 175. So in 1989, how many books were sold? It's 175. Okay, because here when you are considering here 100, okay, suppose here is 200, okay. So in between how many books were sold? Here, from here to here is 100, from here to here is 100, again from here to here is 100. So in each block it represents 100 books were sold, right? Now between 100 and 200, between 100 and 200, that means exactly in between this is 150. That means up to this is 50 and means from here to here is 50 and from here to here is 50. But if I have to find the midpoint between 50, means 150 and 200, then what would be? It would be between here. Now up total is 50 and half of 50 is 25. That means this is 25 and this is 25, right? So that means here it will be 175. Okay, now coming to next, in 1990, how many books were sold? Now here height of the bar is showing up to this. Okay, now between 400 and 500, that means here this is exactly in between 400 and 500, which is showing 450 books, because half of here total is 100, so half of 100 is 50, so it is showing 450 books. Okay, now what will be the half of this? So half of 50, that means it is 25. So 450 plus 25 is 475. Okay, because this bar graph is showing up to this, so this much is 25. So we will write 475 books were sold in 1990. Now how many books were sold in 1992? So this is the height of the bar. If you put the scale here, it is showing up to this. Now between 200 and 300, okay, between 200 and 300, 250 comes. Now where is 250? Exactly in between 200 and 300. Here is 250. Now this line is going below 250. Now this much is 50. So this is showing half of 50. Now half of 50 is 25. Okay, now here is 200 and here is 25. So 200 plus 25 is 225. So that means in 1992, how many books were sold? It's 225. So we'll write in 1992, 225 books were sold. Now question number 2 says, in which year were about 475 books sold? Now here we can see that 475 books were sold in 1990. So we'll write in 1990, 475 books were sold. Okay, now in the second part we had about 225 books sold. In which year? 225 books were sold in 1992. So we'll write in 1992, 225 books were sold. Okay. Now in third part we have in which years were fewer than 250 books sold. Now let us check the bar graph. We will have to find that in which year less than 250 books were sold. Okay. So 250 is here. Now we will see that here is 250, right? So which bar is showing less than 250 is 1989 and 1992, right? So we'll write it's 1989 and 1992. Okay, now coming to last part. Now in the last part we have, can you explain how do you estimate the number of books sold in 1989? So this we have already explained. Like when we have two axes, horizontal axis and vertical axis, and when it is showing the scale 1 centimeter is equals to 100 books or 1 unit is equals to 100 books, then 2 unit is showing 200 books, 3 unit is showing 300 books. Okay, now here when you will see the bar of 1989, it is showing up to this. Okay, now here it is showing 100. So from here to here is 100. Now half of 100 is 50. That means here is showing 50. Okay. Now half of 50 means here is 25 and half of 50 here is 25. That means we divided this part into 4 equal parts. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now this bar is showing up to this. Okay. Now here is till here is 100. This is 125. This is 150 and this is 175. Okay. That means here this much is 1 unit, so it's 1, and since we have divided into 4 equal parts, so we have divided this 100 into 4 equal parts, so it's 4, and here is 25, 50, 75. So this is 3 parts out of 4. So it is 1 3/4 centimeter. Now when you will convert this into improper fraction, it will become 4 into 1, 4, 4 plus 3, 7/4 centimeter. And when you will multiply by 100, then 4 25 is 100. So 7 5 is 35, 5 3 carry, 7 2 is 14, 15, 16, 17. So 175 books. So in this way we have got the number of books sold in 1989. See here we have written 175 books were sold in 1989. So this way we have estimated the value. Okay. So this was all about question number 2 and 1. Thank you, students.